Hi there, Mark here again, and welcome to part 4 of my build guide for the Tamiya Clodbuster, Super Clodbuster, and in this part of the guide we're going to be doing the bodywork. Now, as this is the Gray Edition, I'm going to be following the box art. You get a separate set of instructions, as you can see, for the grey one, and we get a few extra parts. So as you can see, you get a set of grey and a set of black H parts trees, and I think the black front grille is used, and the black spotlights, and the grey tailgate, and I think that is the front goes underneath the front grille, and the grey fronts for the spots. You also get a different motor and a scoop with this one. I think these are the original parts for the standard Super Clodbuster, and this one has just got a bit more engine detail and a bigger scoop. Obviously we've got the roll bar, front bumper, and a bespoke set of decals for the grey version. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is decide exactly which of these parts I need, get them cut out and get them rubbed down, and especially I need to rub down this grey body and spray it with TS48 Gunship Grey. And you can see it is slightly a different colour to the actual moulding of the body itself. It's quite a bit darker, I think. And when rubbing down I need to pay special attention to some of the areas. You can see here, you might be able to see there's like a cross dimple there, there's another one there, there's some moulding marks there as well. I've got a line on the side and there's more moulding marks down there. They're from these components here, or these parts of the moulding have affected the outside finish. So I'm going to give those either a good flat down, or I might have to even put a bit of filler in there, we'll see. So right, I'm going to get some wet and dry paper, I'm going to go off and I'm going to get all this rubbed down. Okay then, so that's all the sanding done. As you can see, I've got rid of those dimples in the bonnet, and I did just keep sanding that down with 500 grit paper till they disappeared, and I finished off with 1000 grit. I hope that's fine enough. So as you can see, it's all rubbed down. I've also built up the roll cage all in one, as you can see, and flatted that off as best I can. I'm just going to spray that as it is, so I haven't got to mess about spraying all the tiny little components. I think it'll be okay. I'm just going to blast over it with a bit of matte black. Same with the blower, I've fixed that together with the little components, and I'm going to spray that in one. As you can see, I've got a bit of the parts tree and just screwed that on just so I can hold it and spray around. Yep, so, and also I've used the parts tree and fitted the front of the spotlights on there so I can spray those in one go as well. So right, off I go to see if I can get this sprayed up. Okay, so I've come out into the greenhouse. It's not ideal time of year, February, to be spraying, but it's a little bit warmer in here. And we're going to have a go with the top coat, the Gunship Grey, straight onto the body with no primer. See how it goes. Just get a very light coat on first. Okay, so that's not looking too bad for a first coat. We'll let that dry and put another couple of coats on. Okay, so for the black I've got a tin of universal spray paint. It's just a universal matte black. So let's have a go at the black part. So that's all the painting finished then, and back inside now. I used 2 complete tins of the Gunship Grey, and as you can see, I'm quite surprised, but it's come out kind of a matte finish. I did think that it was gloss paint, but as you can see, there's a kind of a satin or matte finish on it, which I really quite like. So I'm quite pleased with the way that's come out. And as you can see, I've just started doing a bit of detailing. Put the silver on there. Also for the indicator, that's going to have some orange on it. And I've just mashed out these areas for the rubbers that go around the windscreen. I haven't gone round the corners because I haven't got any thinner tape, but I should be able to manage that with the brush. This is just basically so I don't slip up and get black paint all over the body. So a bit of flat black now round these. At first I thought I won't bother putting the black on because you can't really see. It won't make that much of a difference, but I've come this far with the box art, so I might as well get it done now. Now cutting these stickers out is really quite tricky. You've got this massive glare off the silver, which yeah, it makes it really difficult to see, and you don't want to leave any of that overhanging or left onto the sticker because it will obviously look awful, a tiny bit of silver. So I'm actually cutting a little bit into the blue on this one. I don't know how this is going to come across on camera because of the reflection, but yeah, you don't want to leave any of that silver showing. Right, well, I've had a go at this side, and I tell you, it was a right game and a half to get these stickers on. They are quite tricky because of these panel lines. You see the deep line there. I've had to try and squeeze the sticker into the gap there, and again there, and here. I just shoved that in with my thumbnail, and I think it looks okay now. And then the same again with the Clodbuster sign up the side. You've got the door line there and there, and then you've got this gap between the cab and the bed, and that's quite a deep groove, as you can see, and I've managed to kind of squeeze that into there. Yeah, same with the bottom sticker or decal. So I'll just show you. I'll have a go at doing the other side, and I've practiced on this. So I've got the stickers cut out. I'm going to start with this one. It's going to go here somewhere. So what I think we need to do here is cut a bit of the sticker off there. You can see I've just left a bit on the end because there's a panel to go into. And I think this cutout here lines up with the door handle. I think it goes somewhere like that. This is going to follow down along the bonnet or the hood. So just get that bit pressed on. What I'll try and do first is get this into the door crease, door panel, with my thumb. So that's gone in. Okay, now we need to feed this one, and we've got the first panel there. So I'm going to cut that bit off. Luckily my nail's about the right size to get in that gap. Just make sure that's going straight. You can see that one's gone in, and we'll just let this line itself up. Then we've got this one, goes along the back here. Try and make sure this one's lined up straight. Yep. Give it a good squeeze down. Just line it up with the bottom of the door, and we've got to get this one into that gap. That's that one done. So just check the instructions, so what they are down just onto where the door starts, and then we've got the S for the Super and the C for the Clodbuster just up onto that straight decal there if we can. And again, it's got to go in and out of these contours. Let's get this front one into that door panel. Now the next crease. And now the one in between the cab and the bed. Let's just get the first bit on and then try and force it in. I'm sorry if you can't see exactly what I'm doing here, but it's a bit difficult to do on camera. Again, I think I'm going to need my stick. I've seen that other people have just stuck straight over this. The thing is that any dirt is going to get trapped down the back of it and it's going to get stuck to the back of the sticker, and eventually I think it will lift off if you don't go into the gap like this. Well, that's my thinking anyway. Let me know in the comments what you think. That's that. So I just fit the last bit on. Maybe it's not quite as high as it should be, but it'll do for me. Finally, we've got this one here. So there we go, I'm quite pleased with that. That's the way I do it anyway. So here's the roll bar that I sprayed in one. It's come out quite good. I'm glad I did that. Saved doing all the little parts separately. So all we need to do is get the fronts of the lights, which are in the Gunship Grey, and get those all screwed on. This is the last one. It's just an 8mm screw, self-tapper. And then you've got to cut out the light covers, the bright light, and get these 5 stuck on. Try and make sure I get it lined up. So I think the Roadmaster writing should be kind of horizontal. That's what I'm going to use to get it as straight as I can. There we go, 4 more to do. So there's the roll bar finished, ready to go on. I've also made up the front, as you can see. I painted that earlier. It's just 3 2mm screws and captive 2mm nuts in the back there to hold that on, and then you need to put on this metal bracket with 3x8 self-tappers. The back, you just need to attach the bumper, and there's an extra plastic piece that goes in there, that black piece, just 2 screws, 3x8s. And also that angled bracket goes on with the 3x8s as well. So just to complete the front grille, I need to put the lights in, or the light lenses. They just clip in, I think. Yep, just a light press and they're in. So now we need to get these all fitted to that body. So just locate the back into place. So just 2 3x10 machine screws go down through the bed. And it's just 2 flange nuts that go onto those machine screws. There's a tiny 2x8 screw. It goes in the corner. And then a very fiddly to fit 2mm washer and nut. So that's that fitted. So for the front, I've put the 2mm screw and the washer and the nut already on. And this time, you can then just slot the front piece in place and do the screw up afterwards, and then it's simply 2 3x8 self-tappers into one hole there and the other hole at the end there. And get your windows, put them in from underneath, and it's just 2 of those 3x8s again. This is looking pretty cool, and I think the last thing to do now is just to put that roll cage on. There's threads already built in, which just go through the holes here. It's just 2 27mm screws that go through the holes at the back. And just to note, these parts G3 that are on the bed there that I'm putting the screws into, I glued those on before I sprayed, so I think that made it a bit easier. It's a flange nut on each of those screws and another flange nut onto those captive kind of threads on the end of the roll cage. So it's just one screw holds on that supercharger, a bit of detail that you can probably just about see there, and that I think is my Clodbuster body finished. In fact, the whole Clodbuster is finished. I just need to put this onto the chassis, but have a quick look. I think, well, I am pretty pleased with that, I've got to say. I'm really liking this Gray Edition, and that finished the decals just really set it off, don't they? So let's get it on the chassis. So I can't really get it in shot, can I? I've zoomed out as far as I can. Yeah, that's about what you're going to get. So what I'll do is I'll go outside, take some shots of it in the sunlight, or, well, in the daylight anyway, and put the pictures at the end. But as for now, thanks for following along. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you when we get this out and running. Cheers.